afternoon to all of you. The topic of today's lecture, the second unit, starts from blood. What are the various components present in this blood and what are their functions? The structure. Study this portion in it. That is blood. What is this blood? It is a special type of fluid connective tissue derived from mesoderm. And what is hematology? It is the branch of science concerned with the study of blood, blood forming tissues, and the disorders associated with blood. That is known as hematology. The term is divided into two parts, heme and logos. Heme means blood, and logos means study. This blood, it comprises various fluid and various cells. And they are very important. Apart from just we have studied that they supply oxygen binded to the RBC, to the various tissues of the body for the cellular respiration. This is one of the most important function of blood, the supply of oxygen to various tissues for the metabolism. What are the properties of this blood? Starting from color to volume. The color is bright red in case of arteries, while it is dark red in veins, and it comprises about 8% of the body mass. Its pH is from 7.35 to 7.45, that is slightly alkaline in nature. Its taste is salty, and the temperature is 38 degrees Celsius, 100.4 degree Fahrenheit. In terms of the viscosity, it is 3 to 4 times more viscous than water. The total volume it comprises it is 5 to 6 liters. These are the properties of blood, starting from color, mass, pH, taste, temperature, viscosity, and volume. These are the various components of blood. In a centrifuge of blood, in a test tube, there are different parts obtained. The supernatant, the upper part, is plasma, liquid portion, while the lower part, it is the platelets and red blood cells. The extreme lower part is red blood cells. After that, it is platelets, and then it is white blood cells. So these are differentiated into these zones when you centrifuge blood. What is the difference between plasma and that serum? There is one more term, serum. You are studying about blood. What is this serum? What is the difference between plasma and serum? Yes, anyone can tell? What is plasma? First you tell about what is plasma. Why it is differentiated from rest of the portion? That is red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. That are the cells of the blood. It's clearly depicted from here that a centrifuge blood is differentiated into these zones. So plasma never contains these cells. It is clear that plasma is blood without blood cells. Now the question, what is serum? Anyone can tell what is serum? Yes. Sadaf.
सर प्लाज्मा में से जब प्रोटीन निकाल देते हैं जो बचता है वही सीरम होता है।
प्लाज्मा से प्रोटीन निकाल देते हैं, कौन सी प्रोटीन?
सर एल्ब्यूमिन और फिब्रिनोजन ग्लोब्यूलिन।
Blood without, sorry, plasma without fibrinogen. The correct answer is plasma without clotting factor, that is fibrinogen, is known as serum. Okay, this is the difference between plasma and serum. Plasma is blood without blood cells, and serum is plasma without fibrinogen. Are you getting my voice clearly? आवाज आ रही सभी को?
Yes, sir.
Now this is the differentiation of blood divided into plasma, that is the non-cellular part, while the cellular part is described here as cellular elements. Plasma comprises about 55% of the blood, while the cellular part comprises about 45% of the blood. So the cellular part is again differentiated into three types: RBCs, red blood cells; WBCs, white blood cells; and platelets. RBCs are also known as erythrocytes. WBCs are also known as leukocytes, while platelets are also known as thrombocytes. Most of the time, there is a pathological test for a blood. In the open air, at room temperature, blood will show which agent is added. It prevents the coagulation of blood. In order to take the sample from home or from the pathological labs for the testing, which agent is added in that blood sample? Is there any agent? We have studied in carbohydrates parts, polysaccharides. It is added in the blood for and work as anticoagulant.
Heparin.
हेपारिन।
Yes, very good. So actually, heparin is not a protein. So its name ends in suffix in, but it is not a protein. It is a carbohydrate, polysaccharide. Which polysaccharide, homo or hetero?
सर हेट्रो।
Yes, it is a heteropolysaccharide. Always remember that some exception is there. Most of the words ending in in doesn't mention that it is a protein. Can also be a carbohydrate. What is plasma? The first part of the blood, the liquid part, is a pale yellow colored liquid component of a blood that holds the cellular elements of blood in suspension. Both the cellular and the non-cellular part, they are working in this conjugation. They are both component blood. In this plasma, actually holding the cellular part of the blood in suspension. We have already learned about the cellular part constituent. What is the constituent of plasma? Most of the constituent, higher percentage of water, it is about 92%. Proteins have their 7% component. These are divided into albumins, globulins, and fibrinogen. Other solutes, they comprise very nominal percentage, that is 1.5%. They comprise electrolytic ions, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and other ions. gases just studied: oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. Nutrients: glucose, amino acids, fatty acids. That is transported. When they are digested and absorbed, already you have learned this digestion, absorption, and then they go for the metabolism. So this plasma inside the various cells for the production of energy. Apart from these three components, in the other solutes, there are waste products. That is urea, uric acid, ammonia, and creatinine. This urea is the waste product of amino acid metabolism. Uric acid is the waste product of purine nucleotide metabolism. Ammonia is a toxic waste product of this protein metabolism that is ultimately converted into urea by the urea cycle. And creatinine is also a waste product of the muscle. It is also a waste product of source, that is protein. That is why when you go for the pathological test, kidney function test, these two are very good markers, urea and creatinine. It indicates the healthy condition or bad condition of kidney. And in the two, urea and creatinine, the creatinine is very sensitive. It's a very good sensitive marker in comparison to urea. Just like I told you in the previous case that the liver marker, ALT, the old term is SGPT, is a very good and sensitive marker in comparison to bilirubin. Always remember that in the two cases, kidney and liver, the sensitive marker for diagnosing the condition of kidney or the liver. Now, what are the functions of plasma? The different components, the majority is comprise water, it absorbs, transports, and releases heat. Albumin maintain osmotic balance, while globulins are for defense mechanism. That is immunoglobulins, antibodies. Main purpose is for defense mechanism, maintaining immunity of our body. Most of the time in today's COVID-19 scenario, is always mentioned to maintain immunity of our body by adopting healthy lifestyle, healthy food eating habits, healthy sleeping, with the time management. Another is fibrinogen, the protein component. So these are the main three components: albumin, globulin, fibrinogen. They are the main three protein components of plasma. Fibrinogen is involved in blood clotting. Other very smaller minor percentage is of electrolytic ions. They are meant for pH buffering. Now come to the cellular part. There are two parts: cellular and non-cellular. Non-cellular I already discussed, that is plasma. Now come to the cellular part, which is divided into red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. That is the characteristic properties of red blood cells and function. Here we will see the property shape. These types of cells, they are circular, biconcave, non-nucleated. Size, diameter is 7 to 8 micrometer, thickness is 2.5 micrometer. Color is red because of hemoglobin pigment. And what is the count? What is the number of red blood cells? Adult male, it is 5.4 million RBC per microliter, while in case of adult female, it is 4.8 million RBC per microliter. Everybody knows lifespan of RBC is 120 days. What are the functions of RBC? Just we have studied in the first unit, it transports oxygen from lungs to different types of tissues involving respiration. It also transports carbon dioxide from tissues to the lungs. It is a reverse transport phenomena. The transport of carbon dioxide released as a waste product during respiration in these tissues. Apart from the main, that is ATP and water. You take glucose through your food, through your diet, it is oxidized. The waste product produces carbon dioxide besides the main aim, that is production of ATP, that is energy. This involves the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Without this phenomena, that is transport of oxygen, there will be no respiration. There will be no respiration, then there will be no energy. No CO2 will be released. It is compulsory for the cell to survive, the body to survive. They require energy. And this energy is mainly obtained from aerobic respiration. At this tissue, oxygen has to be transported from lungs. This tissue, during respiration, CO2 is produced. It has to be exhaled out of the body. Again, with the reverse transport, CO2 is transported from these tissues to the lungs, by which it is exhaled outside of the body. What is the number of hemoglobin per 100 ml of blood? That is per DL. Normal blood contains 13 to 15 grams of hemoglobin per DL. Per 100 ml का है या पर DL का है, बात एक ही है, per deciliter per 100 ml of blood. One RBC contains how much molecules of hemoglobin? It is 250 million molecules of hemoglobin. So there is no scarcity of hemoglobin inside one RBC. There is no scarcity of hemoglobin. Oxygen is easily transported from lungs to tissues via this RBC and in the blood. And each molecule of hemoglobin carries 4 molecules of oxygen. This is the various distribution of RBC component. The main component is responsible for transfer of oxygen. Which component of RBC? Everybody knows it is hemoglobin. Now the main question comes, what is the component of hemoglobin which transport these 4 molecules of oxygen? Yes, anybody can give answer. What is the part of hemoglobin which transfer oxygen? Safe. You know it. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Sir,
Take the
heme
response.
part.
Yes or yes, it is the heme part which transfers the oxygen, that is 4 molecules of oxygen. It is the non-protein part. Beside the protein part, that is known as globin. And CO2 is transported by heme part or globin part.
Sir, globin part.
Yes, it is transported by globin part. So the binding part is different for both oxygen and carbon dioxide in the hemoglobin. Now, what is erythropoiesis? It's connected to the RBC. For production, the synthesis of RBC is known as erythropoiesis. It can be easily remembered because erythrocytes are known as RBC. So erythropoiesis means the synthesis or production of RBCs. What are the part which produces RBCs inside group of different ages of individuals, adult, child, and fetus? In case of adults, the red bone marrow of long bones, that is bones of hips, breast, and ribs. These are responsible for production of RBCs. While in case of children up to 5 years, it is bone marrow of all the bones, not restricted to these hip and breast and ribs. And in case of fetus, it is liver and spleen, which is the source, production source of these RBCs. Another term is polycythemia and erythropenia. What is this? The first take up the case of polycythemia is the increase in number of RBCs. Or the reverse, that is decrease in number of RBCs, it is known as erythropenia. The suffix is different. In case of increase, the suffix term is themia. It becomes polycythemia. Poly means many. Polycythemia. Poly and the suffix is cythemia. While in case of this decrease in number, erythrocytes or RBCs, penia means decrease. In the first part, it is polycythemia. The suffix emia. Emia word means it is in blood. Okay. Always remember when the suffix emia indicates the concentration in blood, while the suffix is urea, not that urea, just now you have learned. It is URIA. That means increase in concentration in urine. Now, just like erythropoiesis, there is another similar term that is known as leukopoiesis. Leukocytes are WBCs. It clearly indicates that it is the production or synthesis of white blood cells. According to the group, it is adult. The source where WBCs are produced, it is liver, spleen, tonsil, and bone marrow. While in case of fetus, it is liver and spleen again. Another term is there, just like in case of RBC, leukocytosis and leukopenia. Increase in number of WBCs, it is known as leukocytosis, while decrease in their number is known as leukopenia. Always remember that if the suffix in penia, it is decrease. It is erythropenia, it is RBC, leuko means WBC. Another term is leukemia. That is also known as commonly blood cancer. It means there is a pathological increase in number of WBCs. Pathological means in case of disease. These are general terms. In normal person, they can increase. For the time being, that is known as leukocytosis. In a normal person, they can also be found in decrease in number. For the time being, it is known as leukopenia. Very important, what the types of white blood cells? These are first differentiated into granular, and granules producing, while other one is agranular. case of granules producing WBC, they are neutrophils, acidophils, and basophils. While in case of agranular, they are divided into two parts. This is the lymphocytes and monocytes. The antibody producing part is known as, which one is antibody producing cell of this granular and agranular? Anyone can tell?
Lymphocytes.
Yes, yes, it is the lymphocytes. And which lymphocyte is responsible for antibody production? That is immunoglobulin production. Anyone can tell? How many types of lymphocytes are there?
So two.
Two. What are they?
Sir, B and T cells.
Yeah, very good, Shirin. Which one is producing antibodies of the B and T lymphocytes?
B. B. The T
Yes.
are the helper cells.
B.
So
B
T are the
cells,
helper cells. So B is going to produce.
B lymphocytes. The second alphabet, A, B. B lymphocytes are the cells which produce antibodies, while T cells, mainly T helper cell, they help in the activation of both B cells and T cytotoxic cells. And they produce cytokines, not antibodies. T helper cell, they produce cytokines. Cytokines can be of different types. They can be interferons, very powerful agent against viral affected cells. We'll see later on. These are the various percentage of the cell. Granular neutrophil 62%, majority of the percentage of cell. Acidophil very nominal 2.3%, again the least nominal basophil 0.4%, while lymphocyte comprises 30%, monocyte 5.3%. What are the functions of these granular species, granular WBCs, besides their features and their location, their source of production? So, neutrophils, they have a nucleus with 3 to 4 lobes, and they stain with neutral dye, hematoxylin. What is the main function? They destroy bacteria by phagocytosis. Besides neutrophil, there is another macrophages. They are also responsible for destroying microorganisms by phagocytosis. So they are phagocytic cells. Neutrophils and macrophages. Their location is bone marrow, the production site. Besides neutrophil, another is acidophil, also known as eosinophil. There is a nucleus with 2 lobes. They is not stained with methylxylin, they are stained with acidic dye, eosine. In case of function, it produces resistance, it combats the effect of histamine in allergic reactions. Again, the production site is bone marrow. The last, that is basophil. These are nucleus with indistinct bodies. They are stained with basic dye, methylene blue. Function, they liberate, they produce heparin. They are the main cells which produce heparin, the anticoagulant. Besides heparin, they also produce histamine, which is involved in allergic reaction, to intensify inflammatory response. The production site is bone marrow. Come to the agranular WBC.